to the Capital Life Podcast. I'm your host, Abby Fagood. I'm going to move this microphone out of Chelsea's face because clearly that's just rude. Like, welcome, let's cover you up. Like, that's mean. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the Capital Life Podcast, where we talk about all the things that life brings, the good things, the bad things, and the healthy, because that's just how we roll. So today we are doing our second Keeping It Real with Real People episode, and this is Chelsea and Maya.
Oh, hi there. I'm getting used to the angle here.
I try to make sure this is in the right spot so everyone can hear us, and you never really know what the hell's happening, but whatever. Anyway, today we are actually going to be talking about all the things that no longer are a thing, that they should be a thing, the things that were like that are still really good things that we didn't realize were things, or they should have expired and left, and we have no idea what the hell happened to them. But before we get into all of that, we're going to do our shout out for the Capital Partner of the Month, and that is Neumeier Chiropractic in McKinney. They are freaking fabulous. They are quick, they are efficient, they are cost effective, and they will just get you adjusted and easy to do. So make sure that you go and have them take care of you so that you get in line in all the things, right? But we're going to say, first and foremost, so I don't get in trouble from my producers, that we need to make sure that if you are joining us, please like and share with your friends. You can catch our live feeds on Facebook and on YouTube at Capital Health, but you can also catch your audio at your podcasting services through Anchor, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Okay, so let's talk about all the things.
Yes,
all the fun
absolutely,
things.
absolutely.
So I kind of like, this happened kind of like, was it this morning or yesterday? Is it this morning?
I think it was this morning.
Today's Saturday or Friday?
No,
it was yesterday.
Yes, it was.
So it was yesterday. So
yeah.
I was talking to Chelsea about how I was driving and, you know, here I'm pulling up to somebody, and sure enough, they're rolling down their window. It's a gorgeous day out here. It's 80 degrees in Texas right now, and they're smoking. And I'm sitting there going, how is this still a thing? Right? And so I'm just like, what? Like, you forget. And then Chelsea proceeds to tell me that there was...
Yeah, we were outside the lake. We went down to kind of the Athens area, and we walked into this restaurant, and I was like, man, it smells like smoke in here. That's so weird.
A restaurant.
Yeah, a restaurant, an actual restaurant. And I look to my left, and I'm like,
like, right.
They're smoking.
Right.
They're smoking.
Because it's 2022,
right.
And I'm pretty sure restaurants banned smoking in public facilities in what? Was it 2005 or 2000?
Gosh, it was many years ago.
Yeah. And then, but like the only place that I knew that they still kind of did that and had that overlap was like bowling alleys. Like bowling alleys was okay with it.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they, like, public health codes changed, which I don't know exactly what year it is, maybe some of our viewers can inform us, but that ended up still being a thing. So this is kind of where the idea of talking about all the things became the subject, which of course, like, I start thinking of, you know, right now, you know, food is not there. It's kind of getting empty on the shelves out there. So there's not as many choices, which then you start to realize, oh shit, they still have marshmallow fluff. Like
the necessities.
Yes, the necessities. Like, oh my gosh, wasn't it like peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, and then the kids hopped up on sugar, and then they're at school, and it's like, good luck trying to control that.
Always a big thing. I never got into that. Always a big thing that I was just like, just the gooiness of it. I just,
I had a health assessment with one, like, I cannot disclose names, but it was 2 years ago, and in the description of her family's customs, marshmallow fluff goes into the sweet potatoes.
Oh, wow. And I have heard that.
Okay.
I have heard of that one.
But still, like, that to me was bizarre. Like, I could not believe that that's still
a thing.
Like, was a thing. So, what other foods do you remember?
Oh gosh, well, they have that store here in downtown McKinney, and I absolutely love it because you can go in there and get things that,
Which store?
it's called the Mom and Pop's Popcorn Shop.
Oh, right, with the fun little
Yes,
candies and
they
the
have
chick
all.
sticks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, my
And that
husband loves
always
the
makes me
Chico
think
sticks.
of, things that you had. The big deal, the chocolate coins and
Yes.
things like that. I mean, I know that
Which
they're
we
still
do.
around today, but
We
like
totally do
those were
chocolate
things
coins.
that we really had, and like
Yes.
we were like, oh my gosh, trading money with your chocolate coins here.
Or even to bring up smoking and gum, the like
Yes,
the cigarette,
the
cigarette candies.
Yes,
Which
yes.
I have to admit, I thought it was the coolest
Oh,
shit
oh,
ever.
same.
Like
I was like,
oh yes,
yeah,
oh yes.
yeah.
But then they changed the flavor of them, and they changed them into like a gummy texture.
Yes,
And then they were crap.
weren't not as good.
No,
they were
and
not
then
as
everyone
good. I would
stopped
agree.
buying it. But then, do
I
you
would agree.
remember the big chew stuff, where like the big bubble gum?
Yes,
You had to
like
separate it.
the big league
Right,
chew.
Right.
Yes.
Which then really makes you wonder how much of the stuff that we have really was like a manipulation into bad habits and
True.
techniques of being like, oh yeah, like look how cool I am that I'm smoking and I'm doing chew tobacco and like all of these crazy things. But I have to say, one of the things that I cannot stand the most, and I still don't understand to this day, is Jell-O molds.
Oh my gosh, yes. You see
Because-
this in movies and stuff, and I'm like, hey, how do you even like
What's in it? Like, it's like a grape. Like they put a grape in there.
melon? I think.
But like as it's
I
in
don't
there,
know. I
it's like producing foam inside of the Jell-O mold.
I have never been a Jell-O mold girl.
And then
I'm like, I'm gonna pass on that one.
you see, and that's how I feel. Like it's like back in the 90s, it was like, who brought the freaking Jell-O mold? Like that is how you know not to get re-invited to a party. Like it's like, oh, she brought a Jell-O mold. We probably should not go there. But I mean, another thing too is you think about like a lot of our on-the-go food concepts,
Yeah.
right? So like for breakfast today and on my Instagram post, I kind of I showed what I made for lunch. Like I literally just took some green onions, mushrooms. I know it's not like your thing. That's my thing. And then I put in some just some frozen shrimp, cooked it all the way, and then I added zucchini, and then just added some seasoning.
Little stir fry.
Yeah, perfect little stir fry. How many times did I want to stop and actually get food on the way home? Like 7 times.
I'm sure.
For sure. But then I was like, no, there's no need to
Yeah.
do the extra cost or just get the extra food, just make it clean, go
Yeah.
home, fine. So I did. But then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, we get accustomed to picking up and going or having food was so much easier.
Absolutely.
But then what is one of the things that started in the 50s and 60s when microwaves came out was TV dinners.
That's right. Yeah.
So when you sit there and you think about how did all of this even transpire to begin with, you really start to think, you know what, that stuff really started way long time ago.
Absolutely.
And it was such a huge influence. And then you had the Hungry Man dinners, and they
they still have those.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
then the bigger hungry man, like the hungrier man or something. I think it's like there were different sizes.
Because
hungriest.
the cup of potatoes wasn't big enough, and the patty had to be an extra poundage because that's really what we needed.
Yes.
Which really, it was dude, the reason it didn't fill you up was because the food wasn't nutritionally dense. So
and then there became this stigma surrounding them too. I remember working in the grocery store, and I had this woman come in, and this was back when I was in high school, and she comes in and she's getting 2 TV dinners, and she's like, "Don't judge me. I only give my kids TV dinners every once in a great while. This is not something I normally do." All the while, oh gosh, this I don't know, over 20 years ago, and just
don't judge me.
Yeah, she was just like, "Don't," and I was like.
See, and that's where I'm always pointing out that if you immediately are self-conscious about something, or you're assuming that someone else is going to judge you for something, it's usually because our deepest judgment is ourselves.
Yeah, oh yeah,
right.
Sure.
It's our own deepest reflection. It's our own issue that we're projecting out, assuming that someone's going to judge you with that. It has nothing to do, which means you got some balancing to reconnect with. But I digress. Anyway, so as we were talking about this yesterday, I started thinking about, I know we've started talking about activities, things that kids would do, and we were talking about pogo, not just you mentioned
I said
pogo
the pogo
sticks.
sticks. I haven't
Right.
seen pogo sticks
Which
like in
I-
forever.
I looked up when pogo sticks were actually created
Yeah.
because it made me
Yeah.
start thinking it was in the 1800s.
What?
Yes, like they
Really?
did stilts and they did pogo sticks, and it was
Wow,
like
okay.
it was the late 1800s. But somebody
Yeah.
came up with a pogo stick in the late 1800s, and then they didn't get their really big popularity until later in the like 40s, 50s, whatever.
Okay.
Which I thought was
okay.
really
That
interesting.
is very interesting.
Well, and then
actually.
apparently the ball, like I was telling Chelsea the other day, I was thinking about
Oh,
the ball
yes.
that looks like Saturn.
I don't
and
know
it was
what
like
it was called.
Yeah,
but
well,
yes.
we didn't know what it was called, and it's like literally like the dodgeball texture, and then it's got the
Squished.
and then the platform.
Yep.
And you literally like squeeze your legs and you tilt and then you jump up
Yep.
and down on it. And I looked it up. It's called pogo ball.
Oh my god.
Like that's like there's
the pogo
no
stick and the
there's
pogo
no
ball.
there's no originality to it whatsoever. It was just like, oh, pogo stick, pogo ball. Like simplistic, done, over with.
Oh
But-
my god.
But then that made me start thinking about some of like not just like just the exercise habits of society. Okay.
Yeah.
So my daughter and I, and don't judge because she's 13 years old. And I probably should not be letting her watch the show, but because it's such a good show in general. Hi,
Yeah.
Miss Bella. Hi, Miss Bella.
We're outside and all the animals are coming to say hello to us.
Yes, we like it's like Ace Ventura where he's like, oh,
Right.
like,
Like,
they all
here
flock
they
to him.
come. Here
Right.
they all come.
Yeah. So here, like, there's this show, and it's not a new one. It's on like, I think it's season 5, and it's called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Have you seen this?
I have heard of it. I have not seen it.
Amazing.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
fantastic. If you want to go dip back into like the deep 50s, 60s,
Mhm.
and really talk about all the freaking awesome gloriousness of like New York,
That's the
when
show.
New York is glamorous
Yeah.
and amazing, but then at the same time, the comedy is insane. Like it's
Okay.
the theater, the playwright, like everything is just pristine.
Right.
To the point where my 13-year-old daughter has found an interest and has wanted to watch it.
Nice.
So of course, I'm like, there's some inappropriateness, but not anything that she hadn't seen in
Yeah,
Friends, and
yeah.
like, like sexual innuendos and like whatever. And so, there's only a couple like the first episode is kind of revealing. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm not gonna ruin it. Just go watch it. But the part that was really interesting is like, I said to my husband, I finally went up to my husband and I was like, I really want to let her watch this because this could be a great bonding, like fun show
yeah.
for us. But at the same time, I don't want to like. There's
If
a
it's
lot.
too mature.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's not maturity. It's just a lot of swear words.
Oh.
And then my
okay,
husband just said to me, "Is like, honey, you listen to the music that she hears. There's nothing she hasn't heard yet.
True.
And
true.
she does not repeat these things. And I am notorious for swearing like a sailor myself. So I
Oh, not
decided.
me.
Oh,
Never.
what's up, bitch? Like, so anyway, I let her watch this, which I absolutely was so excited to have. And on the first episode,
Oh gosh.
they have like a 1950s married class, like stretching jazzercise, where they go into a ragdoll thing,
Oh my
and then they come
God.
up, and then they literally take a hula hoop and go, and then they roll their arms, and then they stretch their legs, and they sit there on a
Oh,
board, and they're
gosh.
like shimmy, 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 and it's the funniest
Oh
thing
my
I've ever
gosh.
heard, and it's so detailed and perfect that then I started thinking, oh crap, if that was just like the 40s and 50s of exercise, what the hell were they doing going on?
Oh yeah.
Looked it up.
Oh my gosh, of course you did. You're like, let's see.
Well, because okay, what are the primary things that you think about when you think of like the exercise equipment and activity? Like what comes to mind?
I mean, when I think of like something, well, just movement, honestly, it wasn't even, it was more just like
getting your body in motion. It was lightweight. So it was okay. You know,
Do you like you think of
cool.
do you think of like infomercial type equipment?
Yes.
What kind
Yes.
of equipment stands out to you the most that you remember?
Like
Take your time.
like the
Yes, the Thigh
Dimaster.
Masters on the list.
Sure.
That was in the 90s.
Yep.
And that was from Susie and Summers. Well, do you have any others that like stand out?
You know, okay, I don't know. I'm sure these have been around forever, but you know where you just pulled off the little, you know, they have little handles on them. They almost look like a jump rope, but they're more of a
The bungee.
yeah, like a
band.
bungee.
Yeah. The bungee.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
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 See, and they've been around forever.
Okay.
They've been around for a really long time. And what they've done is they've like upgraded and remolded. You know, they made them so now you can like stick them in the door frames and things of that nature.
Right.
When I sit there and I think of, I like to collect ideas of like the weird stuff. So like I think of the thigh master.
Yeah.
I think of the shake weight and how that became
Yeah. Oh my
what
God. And they're like, oh,
the worst part was is it like that's the first thing you ever thought was how there was this inappropriate sexual Indiana connect to the shaker weight.
yeah.
And then what was worse is that like you had boys buying this, thought they looked cool, doing the
Yes.
shaker weight.
Yeah.
They were not connecting the dots
At
at all because you're like my boobs are huge. No, like and yeah, so.
Okay.
So wrong. But then that makes me even think really way back is the fanny flapper.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes.
Do you remember the
bell.
It's not that we would remember because we didn't exist yet.
Bell. Right? Bell. Yeah.
Where you would sit, there was this big platform.
Yeah.
And it just Jimmy,
Yep.
Jimmy.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
just shook your body
Yep.
away.
Shake your body. Shake your body.
How to do it.
Pretty much.
But I think it's so funny. So I wrote down a list, and basically on this list we have the 40 stages primarily focused on stretching. Good job, 40s. World War II. Everyone needed to decompress. I get it. There is no judgment. In the 50s, we had the hula and we had the attached roller skates that came in. Right, but they were the metal clip one.
Yes,
right.
Put on your shoes, right? Like
Exactly.
you into them. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I mean, like and it's strapped it on.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So then you have the 60s was fanny flapper, and then the 70s was jazzercise. 80s was the aerobics with Jane Fonda and pogo balls. Like that's where pogo balls came out. Then we have the 90s where Tae Bo became a huge thing with my mom actually threw
Remember Tae Bo?
Tae Bo. What was his name?
Oh,
What was his name? He was um, the
oh, gosh.
it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember. Do we have any comments? Is anyone listening that we can like find out?
What was his
It-
Tae Bo guy?
I know, and I keep thinking it's like It's not Teddy.
No.
Um, blank something rather. Um,
Right.
I know. Well, think of it at some point.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the funny thing is with this guy, my mom, she was trying. She's like, yeah, I think she was in her, let's see, 90. Yeah, she's in her 40.
Yeah.
And she's trying to start doing the Tybo stuff.
Yeah.
And she put her ring out. Like,
Serious?
yeah. Because she's punching full fledged punches into the air. And then literally is overextending. And then she numerous times like got her ring out. And our chiropractor actually said that ever since Tybo came out, so many
Oh my
people
God.
are having to correct ribs out of place because of this exercise. I thought was hysterical because you're like, oh yeah, look at me, I gotta do fun.
Right.
Everything else. Yeah.
Reminds me of the CrossFit now. You know, like
Yes.
as far as like the, the extremity of it. It's
Yes.
you know, in regards to people being injured while they're doing it. It's the type of and now there's not downing CrossFit by any means, but people get really
Time and
injured.
place. It's
Yeah.
time and place
Yeah.
in preparation and really like with Tybo, it's like it was a really good cardiovascular. They
Yes.
didn't have a lot of weight, but at the same time, when you did it in your home, there was this awareness of what you should and shouldn't be doing. And I think a lot of us just have that drive to want to like promote and do more and be more and be more active.
Yeah.
But what I found really interesting is that as you look at some of the trends, it's like in the 2000s, it went to Zumba, into
Yeah.
10 steps. That's when CrossFit practice
Okay.
with the
Yeah.
shaper weight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have now it's the hit. So you got the yoga trapeze and water yoga. You don't want
Oh, is it okay? Is it the one where you literally do yoga over the water?
Yeah.
Like
You're on a board.
like on a board, right?
You're on
Yeah,
like a
and you're like
surfboard.
balance on the board.
Correct.
Oh, I mean,
I
yeah.
like I mean, if you give me a wider board than like a surfboard,
Yeah.
I totally game. Like this is something that I would love.
I would
You
need
want
a
to
boat.
regular.
I would just need a boat to be able to do yoga in the water. I mean, that's about how, you know,
a platform.
like a pontoon. I'm good. Give me a pontoon.
Okay.
You know,
I'm like, for a minute, I was like thinking, trying to do that on a sea right? I'm like, I don't know where the space is. Then you like fall and hit your hip, and that would turn. Yeah, it would be like that. Well, and it like go yoga became
I
really big
heard
thing.
of that, and I see
That's terrifies it.
it looks so much fun though.
It was terrifies
So much fun.
I don't need a hoof in my face.
It's like with little
I just pulled the hoof part. Let me have the go.
oh, but not the yoga.
Why do I want to be in a downward dog and get kicked in the face with a do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah, no, they climb on people.
Oh.
Like, they literally go.
Like maybe not. Might hurt you that bad, can't it?
The question is the end.
I just.
I don't know. But to me, I'm like you know, you got it's boring.
Yes. Now those. I know about that.
Well, and I've heard about the issue with birds, like the beaks and stuff. And I don't know what it is. I like birds. They make noises. They're beautiful. But like, don't get them within a 5 minute vicinity. Or like every like out. And I don't know what it is. It's something about their feet.
You can watch the show I'm watching right now.
What is that?
So it's called Zoo.
What is that? What is that?
It's on Netflix. So let me just tell you, there's some scenes in there about some birds and
Oh,
right. That's how it would be.
maybe we need to change the subject before I start crying. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so I'm starting to think about future generations and the things that they are not going to how all of this ends up playing out on them because things that they're not aware of. We were talking the other day about just
Like the other day,
like it was a year ago. But today,
back in the good old days.
yes, middle age now. That's funny. So we were talking about the phone cords.
Yes.
And then I got wrapped up in it. Kids are not going to fold. No way he will ever remember.
I mean, you could play one little snake game, and then
Gosh.
even before then, like you said, the very end was a little flip up. You were like, do, 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 do.
How many numbers do you think you
I'm like, starts naming out the numbers, and I know my phone number, and so I literally, but I can remember numbers. It was my
the
old
phone
personal
numbers
number.
when we would remember these numbers because
Yes.
right, like you and then you have to sit here and have was great.
And we're on the way back. Well, might know you like 20 minutes after
You know, the times that you were in conjugation have gone through a screen before.
there was some listening
Right.
to screams, more
Stating that you have together on their, you know what, guys, you help it want to play.